Nah. So I got a long ways before I could do that. Well, it's Friday and it's time for my vlog, and today I weighed in at 217.4, which is what I was weighed about 2 weeks ago, which means I broke even. But in reality, I guess it's kind of a good thing considering how bad I've eaten and all the problems I've been having the last couple weeks. And this includes picking up some Valentine's candy for myself. But with all the crap that I've been eating and how poor I've been on my diet and having bouts with depression, breaking even isn't all that bad. On the upside though, the scale says I still gained muscle mass. But first I'd like to apologize for not being able to make a video last week. It's been a hell of a couple of weeks for me. Between depression and feeling a bit lost, I just couldn't bring myself to make a video last week. But I think I found myself a little bit. Part of that is because for the first time being single, I put myself out there. I figured I was ready to start dating again. Boy, was I wrong. But I've come to terms with a few things about myself, and I've been working through them, and I feel a lot better about myself. I would go into a little bit more detail, but I don't want to jinx it. I want to see how everything plays out before I get too excited. But in the end, it's more about how I feel about myself and building some self-confidence. And in reality, I'm doing an okay job without having therapists or medication. I just need to take it one day at a time. I've definitely been adding more muscle mass. So even though the scale says that I haven't lost any weight, I can definitely tell that I've lost some fat. I was looking at myself in the mirror this morning and I could see how more defined my upper body is becoming over time. Which means I'm probably trading fat for muscle at the same time. And this is on top of having less than a stellar performance during my diet. And although I haven't reached my 10 tons for the week in lifting weights, the amount of effort I have been putting in for the past couple of weeks has definitely made a difference. In fact, I am quite eager to see what I look like by the end of the month. I'm shooting for 210 by the end of the month, which means I have to burn a little bit more than 3.5 pounds a week. And this is doable for me as long as I quit eating a bunch of crap. And if I can get a handle on my depression, which I think I kind of have, it should be much easier to refrain from eating all that crap. The problem I have now is how much more fat can I actually lose? Now originally my goal weight was set at 180 pounds. But with the amount of muscle mass that I've been developing, I don't even know if 200 is going to be low enough. Then again, Chris Evans weighed 200 when he did Captain America Winter Soldier. And I'm still a far cry from that. So that means I don't know what a good goal weight for me is going to be. I'm thinking about changing it from a certain weight to a certain body fat percentage. Because in reality, weight can fluctuate day to day depending on the circumstance, which is why I normally don't focus on what a scale says. At any rate, I'm getting pretty excited about all the changes I've made over the years. And the last couple of weeks, a lot of this has had to do with adding planks and push-ups to my routine. So throughout the day, I'm getting a pretty decent upper body workout. And I have no doubt that this is part of the reason why I'm starting to see so many results now. I've got the Xbox Connect for cardio, and I got a pair of 20-pound dumbbells for the rest of the stuff that I do. So far, it's been working out quite nicely. Speaking of playing the Connect, so for the hell of it, I decided to strap on my brand new 2-pound weights on each wrist and wearing my 1-pound weighted gloves. And since Virtual Smash on Your Shape Fitness Evolve is probably the most grueling game I've got, I decided to play it while wearing that set. This means it's 3 pounds per hand, doing 18 rounds inside 30 minutes. And after playing about the same amount of rounds that I normally play, which is 18, I found the workout to be way more intense. After the first 5 rounds, I easily started breaking out into a sweat. Now normally I wouldn't start breaking out into a sweat until about halfway through the medium difficulty level. But by the time I was done, I looked like I stepped out of a pool without using a towel. And I was far more tired after playing the 18 rounds than I normally was, and it got to the point where I almost collapsed on the couch. But after a few days of this, I found that working out with the 3 pounds on each hand was getting far easier. But overall, still after 2 weeks, it's definitely one hell of a workout. And if you're not used to playing the Connect with weighted gloves, I wouldn't advise doing it, because as soon as I strapped those on, I felt it in my back like almost immediately. So I would suggest easing into it. But each to their own. So tomorrow I'm switching to Kung Fu Panda 2 on the Connect. I'm really excited because I'm starting to get into some of the games that I don't play that often. And I remember the last time I played it, I found it fun. I also weighed 50 pounds more than I do now. Plus, I wanted to do an article about how Kung Fu Panda 2 does for calorie burn. And this is aside from the fact I'm a Kung Fu Panda fan anyway. So now I'm working on producing a new series of videos for the channel. Yeah, I keep saying that every week, but this time I actually mean it. It's the idea of showing people how I play the Connect in order to burn as many calories as I do. I'll break down everything I do to demonstrate how I burn twice the number of calories that I consume every day. If anything, it's going to give me another article to post on the blog. You'll see exactly what I do during each game to show you how many calories you can burn during each session. It's more than just standing around and moving your arms. Though they probably won't get a lot of attention because the Connect is so out of date. but I guess it's something I can be recognized for. And it's something that I still do on a daily basis. I'm probably not the only one out there, so why not? If anything, it'll give me another video every week. So let's set up our goals for the week. So number 1 is playing Kung Fu Panda twice a day, obviously. I want to play it for at least 25 minutes during each session. Number 2 is adding more points into exercise.com, which I've been doing okay with. I've been slowly climbing the ranks with all the dumbbell work that I've been doing lately. Third is I want to remember to start doing some stretching and some yoga. After all this work that I've been putting in for the last couple of weeks, I have found my back and my hamstrings to be incredibly tight. I had to do a little bit of stretching in my game yesterday because I could barely move. And the fourth goal for this week is to keep an eye on my nightly snacking. Now this goes along with some of the dealing with depression. It's not all that major of a goal for me at the moment, but it's going to help me hit the 210 mark before the end of the month. So what are your goals going to be for the week? Leave them in the comments down below. But if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you want to see more of these videos or some of the new stuff I'll be creating, hit the subscribe button and don't forget to click the bell icon for notifications. Well, that's going to do it for me today. I'll see you next week.